Aumetakuyapi. This is a video for teachers using Otjókahe to teach an online Dakota Lakota language course. And in this video, we'll look at how to schedule Zoom meetings as a built-in part of your course. So we'll assume that you're using one of our template courses, in this case, Level 1, Lemie, but you can also build in Zoom meetings into a course that you have created from scratch. The Level 1 course has an activity called Course Zoom Meetings. By default, this activity is hidden from students as not every teacher delivering this course will want to use Zoom as part of their course. For example, if they're meeting more informally on Facebook Messenger or through a school Zoom account that is separate from the Otjókahe platform, or perhaps they don't want a live component at all. So if you don't plan to use Zoom meetings, you can leave this activity hidden or even delete it from your course by going to Turn Editing On. And then on the drop-down menu next to that activity, just select Delete. But if you do want to build in Zoom meetings, just contact LCI and have us add you to our Zoom team, which we will happily do. We only do this on request because, as I just mentioned, some teachers will be using alternatives, and this way we're not paying for a spot on the team if the teacher isn't using the feature. So once we have added you to the Zoom team, open up the activity and then click Schedule a New Meeting. And we're going to call this meeting Level 1 Lemie. Let's call it Weekly Meeting. And I'm going to pretend it is a recurring meeting. So I'll check that box. And the first one is going to be on this coming Monday at 11 a.m. for 1 hour Central Time. And it's going to repeat weekly on Mondays for, let's say, 4 weeks. And most of the other settings you can leave as default, but feel free to adjust them as needed. For example, if you don't want students to be admitted from a waiting room before entering the call, you can just uncheck that box. So click Save, and you will see, if we go back to Course Meetings, you will see a list of your upcoming meetings. You can also delete any upcoming meetings from this same page. And when your meetings are ready, navigate back to the course page and then unhide the course activity from your students by going to Turn Editing On, using the drop-down next to the activity and clicking Show. And then Turn Editing Off, and that means the activity will appear available for students as well. As well as the schedule of upcoming calls that we just saw, the Zoom meetings will automatically be listed in your upcoming events list and your calendar, which you'll find on your Otjókahe dashboard. Here's the upcoming events list and my calendar. So my calendar also lists meetings from other courses as well as assignment due dates. I can see here the upcoming weekly calls that I scheduled for next month, and then an activity from a past course that ended in December. So when Monday comes around and you are ready to start your call, you can access it from the events list here, or you can access it from inside your course. So let's go to our course here. Just open up the Zoom activity and click Start Call. And when I do this, if you have the Zoom desktop application installed on your computer, it will launch the call there, and if not, it should launch the call in your browser using the Zoom web client, which is very similar but a little more limited. And if you're starting the call from your phone, it'll open in the Zoom app, or it will prompt you to download the Zoom app if you don't have it already. You'll have many different controls available in your meetings, such as recording, breakout rooms, polls, screen sharing, setting co-hosts, and ending the call. And see your dashboard for another video on how to use those controls. Once a meeting has ended, you will have an attendance report available to you. Obviously, that was a fresh level 1 course, so I haven't hosted any meetings yet. So let's go to a past course and open that up to give you an example. This was a DLSI course, so we were hosting daily Zoom classes. Open up the Zoom activity, then go to previous meetings, and you can open a report for each meeting, which will give you a detailed breakdown of when each user joined the meeting, when they left, and the amount of time they were on the call for. And if you used polls during your meeting, you can also review the results of these polls under this tab. If you are using a gradebook for your course, there is a limitation you need to be aware of. Although Zoom does track the attendance and poll results, these currently, as of January 2021, cannot be fed directly into the course gradebook. This is on their development roadmap, so we'll create a video on how to feed Zoom attendance into your gradebook as soon as that feature is available. In the meantime, if you want Zoom attendance to be factored into your course gradebook calculations, there is a workaround which involves exporting the meeting report, reformatting the data in Excel, and then importing it to a attendance activity, which looks like this, and attendance activities can be factored into the gradebook. Another limitation of the Zoom integration with Otjókahe is that we currently cannot afford cloud recording, but you can record the meeting onto your computer from within the Zoom call and then upload that video to, let's say, YouTube, and then drop the link to the video into Otjókahe. And any link, any YouTube link that you drop into your announcements page or anywhere else on the Otjókahe site will automatically display as an embedded video. And you can see our instructor guide for more info on that. I'll do a quick overview of what the Zoom activity looks like for students enrolled in your course. So I'm going to log out of my teacher account. And when I log in as a student, those upcoming meetings will also appear on the student's dashboard. Here we can see the list of meetings in the upcoming events section and on my Otjókahe calendar. And likewise, from inside the course, if I open up the Zoom activity, I will see a very similar list. The only major difference here is that students can't schedule or delete any of the upcoming meetings. If there's a reason a student can't get onto Otjókahe, let's say they've forgotten their login details or they're a new student and they don't have an Otjókahe account set up yet, you can, as a teacher, copy the link to the meeting, either from within the Zoom call or from your list of upcoming meetings in your Zoom activity, and you can send that link to the student. And when they open that link, it will be as if they opened the call from inside Otjókahe.